Hi everyone and welcome to Bike Matters. Another year has nearly passed and with that another EICMA has been finalised, bringing with it some very exciting new models. In this video we will be covering 10 of the best new bikes that will be coming to a dealership near you in 2026, so stay tuned and find out what we think are 10 of the very best.
Starting off in 10th place, we find the Hero X-Pulse 210 Dakar edition. Hero has previously been largely unknown to the UK motorcycle scene, but that changed when we recently attended the launch event of the brand and the launch of the Hunk 442. They're not to be overlooked either, as they currently rank as one of the largest motorcycle manufacturers worldwide.
The X-Pulse Dakar is not just by name either, as it has some proper hardware on it. We find 280mm of suspension travel, both front and rear, with 270mm of ground clearance, 3 ABS modes and a featherweight 168kg curb weight.
It may also only be 210cc, but it produces 24 horsepower, only 3 horsepower short of the Hunk 440 and recently launched SX variant, which sit in their current UK lineup. I can imagine this will prove popular among green lane enthusiasts across the UK when it finally comes to dealerships. But what do you think of the X-Pulse 210 Dakar?
Just a quick reminder, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We will shortly have our top 10 new scooters at EICMA video out soon, so stay tuned for that and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Now moving it into 9th place, we have the Benelli TRK 602X, a much anticipated and long awaited major update to the 8-year-old TRK 502 that was launched way back in 2017.
The new model takes capacity from 499cc up to 554cc, meaning it steps away from its previous A2 compliant 47 horsepower self by now producing 56 horsepower from its 270-degree parallel twin. But it does come with a host of other upgrades too.
It now features a 5-inch TFT display, 2 riding modes with traction control and ABS. This new TRK is sure to be pretty good on the dirt too, especially when we combine standard aluminium skid plate, spoked wheels and upgraded suspension as well. As with the others on this list, prices to be confirmed, but it already looks pretty good by going by specs alone.
In 8th place for this year's list is the Kawasaki KLE 500. Having featured in our EICMA Rumours video, Kawasaki surprised us with an early launch of this model before the event. Even still, it was exactly what we expected, and EICMA was the first time it was seen publicly.
Powered by the same 451cc parallel twin we find in the Ninja 500 and Z500, we can expect the KLE to produce the same A2-friendly 45 horsepower and 43 Nm of torque. However, whilst it shares its engine, it differs in every other respect.
Long travel suspension, 21 and 17-inch spoke wheels, and a commanding 860mm seat height places the KLE firmly into a fairly serious off-road package. But naturally, with these bikes, only time will tell how good it actually is and also how heavy it will be too.
Now 7th place goes to the Suzuki SV7GX, a somewhat confusing but brilliantly styled model given that it uses the same engine as the recently discontinued SV650 and V-Strom 650, which were retired recently due to emissions following a healthy 26-year production run.
Rivaling the Kawasaki Versys 650 and Yamaha Tracer 7, the SV7GX matches the older SV's power, torque and also its bore and stroke, meaning it produces a reasonably healthy 72 horsepower and 64 Nm of torque.
Unusually though, it uses a standard telescopic forks and a box frame rear swing arm that ends up looking a little bit out of place among the sharp styling seen on the rest of the bike, but nonetheless, if it's priced right, I can see this being a great bike for 2026, and personally I think using already proven and reliable 90-degree V-twin is a feature, even if it is a bit outdated nowadays.
And when it's time to get insurance for your motorcycle or scooter, make sure to check out Lexham Insurance, who have been providing insurance solutions since 2000 and have several exclusive schemes only at Lexham. So make sure to go to lexhaminsurance.co.uk, link in the top right, to get a quote direct with them.
Now coming in 6th place and taking Sport Tour into outright sport, we find the Ducati Panigale V2S, but not in its usual Ducati red colourway this time, as they've brought back the Gallo Ducati colourway off the back of the World SBK and MotoGP bikes painted in the same colour.
The bike itself is unchanged from the V2S we all know and love. 890cc, 120 horsepower, 93 Nm of torque and 170 kilos wet. But there's something about this new colourway that breathes new life into it, and I think it looks fantastic.
Now the colour itself also harks back to the 1970s when it was first used, but also nods to such bikes as the much loved 996. It's great to see another yellow bike back in Ducati's lineup, but what do you think of it?
Keeping on the theme with the yellow brings us to 5th place and another new and exciting model from BSA. marking the fourth model in their range, the Thunderbolt joins the Gold Star, Scrambler and Bantam as the company's first adventure bike under Indian ownership.
Now the Thunderbolt utilises the same engine as the Bantam, meaning it has the same 334cc liquid-cooled single cylinder, producing a reasonable 29 horsepower and 29 Nm of torque, rivaling the likes of the Honda CRS 300 Rally with 27 horsepower and 27 Nm of torque.
The Dakar styling isn't all form over function though, with traction control, 3 ABS modes and long travel suspension with upside down forks and a large 21-inch front wheel taking control over the rough stuff.
Now while it's largely based on the existing Yedsty Adventure, BSA have put their own spin on things and I think it genuinely looks great and might be one of my personal favourites of the show. An exciting one to keep out for in 2026 for sure.
In fourth place is the highly anticipated BMW F450GS. Created in partnership with Indian-owned TVS, which also owns Norton, the new GS is every bit of the concept we all saw and loved.
It'll come in 4 variants: basic, exclusive, sport and trophy, and be priced from £6,990 to £7,760. At its heart is TVS's 450cc parallel twin, making an A2-friendly 48 horsepower paired with a very interesting ERC centrifugal clutch system, translating into easy ride clutch, which engages and disengages automatically, coming standard on the trophy model or as an option on other variants.
I love that BMW have made it so adaptable to riders' requirements by having different variants too. So if you want one for a bit of touring or road use, you can save some cash and opt for the basic trim, or spec it up if you want to hit the trails.
Now into the top 3, and at third we have the Honda CB1000 GT. This bike packs the same 1000cc inline 4 as the Hornet, meaning it produces 148 horsepower at 11,000 RPM and 102 Nm of torque at 8,750 RPM.
It also comes packed with tech, meaning it's not all about the speed, with the standard features including 4 riding modes, a quick shifter, cruise control, heated grips and a 21 litre fuel tank, good for over 200 miles.
Sure sounds like a great all-rounder and really gives some variety against the popular NT1100, whilst rivaling the likes of Suzuki's GSX S1000GX, Yamaha's Tracer's 9 and also BMW's S1000 XR.
Just missing out on first place is the Royal Enfield Flying Flea S6. There has been a lot of talk about this model since it was first teased at last year's EICMA, but this year we finally get to see what it looks like.
Taking more of a scrambler stance, hence the S in S6, the Flying Flea aims to be an urban explorer according to Royal Enfield, and with some proper kit on it I can really see what they mean.
With a long and narrow seat, the S6 also gains an off-road riding mode that allows for switchable ABS, off-road tyres, long travel suspension and most notably large spoked wheels to absorb rough terrain.
Power specs have not yet been released, nor have range stats, charging times or even the motor type, so we'll have to wait to see how impressive it is on paper. But if you're after a silent but capable off-road for trail riding though, the S6 could be for you.
Finally, taking first place has to be the Norton Manx R. What a revival for the brand and what a job TVS have done too.
Not only does it look stunning, but it's got the spec to back it up too, with a 1200cc V4 producing 206 horsepower and 130 Nm of torque, not forgetting to mention the clever semi-active suspension. It's almost like a work of art and really takes Norton into a whole different direction. Still distinctively Norton, but more contemporary, even down to the new logo.
I think it is also refreshing to see such a powerful sports bike be produced nowadays too, that doesn't have bits of trim like wings, active aero or busy liveries. It's also very Norton and I think it looks absolutely mega.
It'll be interesting to see how it fares against the likes of Ducati's Panigale V4 or even the BMW S1000 RR, and whether all that extra busyness actually does make a difference. But either way, Norton is back and it's already looking promising.
So there we have it, our top 10 new bikes from EICMA 2025. But which one are you most excited about? Let us know in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.